Good afternoon. You are still with me, Alyani Nursyifa in BBC program, Wednesday, 7 December 2022. For 5 minutes more, I will accompany you to listen some bright news, some actual news, and some latest news either international or national. Now, there's news come from Australia. Parents warned again allowing teens to drink as a study reveals underage alcohol use in Australia. A newly released by Australian Associated Press report suggests early alcohol use could lead to harmful drinking practices. Some common risky drinking habit practices, if we let them drink, is like binge drinking, heavy drinking, and that can happen in teens' case. And the reason why it can turn to be harmful is because that an alcohol use disorder is considered progressive disease. And if parents do not can help to stop alcohol from teens at this stage, it will be headed for much more severe issues, which that can be diagnosing an alcohol use disorder. More than a quarter of Australians aged 16 and 17 are allowed to drink at home, a study shows, with researchers warning parents against supervised consumption. The newly released report, based on interviews with almost 3,000 teenagers and their families across Australia in 2016, found 28% of that age group were granted permission to drink at home. Almost a fifth, or 18% of the surveyed teenagers within 2 years of the legal drinking age were also allowed to take alcohol to parties or social events. Of the teens who had drunk alcohol before, 23% of those with parental permission had experienced alcohol-related harm, compared to 17% of their counterparts. The lead researcher of the Australian Institute of Family Studies, Dr. Brendan Quinn, reports that the finding exposed the risk of underage alcohol use at home or parties. All alcohol use is associated with a risk of experiencing associated harm, he said in a statement as the report was released on Tuesday. He also added, in some cases, parents may be allowing their teenager to drink at home, in the belief that supervised alcohol consumption could facilitate a more responsible relationship with alcohol and reduce potential harm. However, research suggests early alcohol use could lead to harmful drinking practices, both now and later in life. Instead of granting permission, he suggested parents should encourage their children to delay their first drink for as long as possible. Open conversation about alcohol between parents and their children will help prepare young people to make informed decisions for times when they encounter alcohol outside of the home, Dr. Quinn said. Other 16 to 70 years old drinking statistics from the study showed that about 30% in the most advantaged neighborhoods are allowed to drink at home, compared to 24% in the most advantaged neighborhood, and about 35% in other regional or remote areas are allowed to drink at home, compared to 30% in inner regional areas and 25% in major cities. Finally, it's the end of the program. I'm Alyani from BBC. See you next time, and thank you.